What is up, good people? Welcome back to the Fuel Yourself audio cast. I am your host, Shawana Mays, your certified life and wellness coach who helps you create results with your life and wellness goals by teaching you how to finally follow through. Now, before we get started, I want to know, what are you thinking? And if you've been connected to me in my Instagram and Facebook stories lately, then you know that I have been breaking down this concept. Your thoughts create your results. I have been practicing this concept unknowingly, I might add, since 2014, and I fully understood I was practicing it by April 2023. It was how I had come to build my consistency and discipline on my health and fitness journey. Now, in a nutshell, without getting deeper into it in this episode, here's the breakdown. Your thoughts influence your feelings. Your feelings have a lot to do with the actions you take in your life, and your actions have a lot to do with the results you get in your life, whether it's the results you want or results you don't want. Your thoughts control all of it. So, again, what are you thinking? Do a check in with yourself. All right. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to dive into episode number 7. And today we're going to talk about your finances. It's one of the areas of your life that we get to explore on the complimentary consultations that I offer. Now, in the last 3 episodes, we went over those areas of your life, which were time, physical health, and environment. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to those 3 audio casts, I highly recommend you go back and do so you can get caught up. All right. Thank goodness we're still under 10 episodes. So you can do that. All right. Also, since we are talking about money, and a lot of my clients talk about wanting to save money, at the end of this episode, I want to share with you my big tip on saving money, even if you don't think you can do it with the funds that you already have. So stick around until the end because you may find this tip very useful. I've shared it with quite a few people and they are glad I did. So, since we're going to talk about finances, let me just preface this by saying I am not a financial guru, and this episode is not about me being one. Okay. So, the reason why I do bring up finances in a consultation is because it is potentially an area of life that is causing my clients to be stressed, depressed, unhappy, all those low vibrational emotions and feelings because they're probably not where they want to be in this area. And that is usually the case. And because it's likely the case, this is an area we get to explore. Now, listen, I know this may not be the most comfortable area of your life to talk about, but we have to explore it because all of the parts of your life are connected. So we don't want to leave this one out. So just know that when you do hop on a consultation with me, be ready to talk about your finances. You don't have to share dollar amounts, okay? It's okay. That's not what I want to hear. But I will share with you some of the common responses I've gotten when people talk about their finances. What I've heard some of my potential clients say when they tell me where they are now with their finances is they don't have enough money to do the things that they want to do. They live paycheck to paycheck. Their finances could be better. They don't make any money. Now, those are just a few examples, okay? And if you are wondering if the people who have gotten on a consultation with me and stated they didn't have any money, if you're wondering if they ultimately became one of my clients, that would be a yes, because they were willing to get resourceful and ask others to invest in them because that is how badly they wanted the change after I was able to show them how I could help them bridge that gap between where they are now and where they wanted to be in their life. So here are some of the ways that they wanted their financial situation to look like. They wanted to be able to freely spend money on things they wanted and needed without hesitation. They didn't want to have to borrow money. They wanted more flexibility with their money. They wanted an abundance of money so they could help others. They wanted to build a savings account. They wanted to have money to go on one or more vacations a year, or here's the kicker one. They wanted to win the lottery. I love that response because, yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to? Now, those are goals they desire in the area of their finances, and they haven't been able to follow through to get to where they want to be. They feel there is always something or people or the world that is stopping them from reaching their financial goals. Now, of course, when it comes to winning the lottery, I can't help with that. You just need to buy a ticket and just hope you get lucky. Okay. That's my only suggestion there. So, anyway, when we get a chance to coach together, I ultimately want to know how they feel about where they are now with their financial situation. We get to explore all of their emotions when it comes to their finances. Now, obviously, if they are not where they want to be, they don't feel good about their financial situation. They're extremely unhappy about it because all of the thoughts about their financial situation loops in their brains on a daily basis, and it creates a whole lot of mental weight. Now, just to clarify, what I like to call mental weight is having one negative thought after another. Those negative thoughts compound in our heads and produce so much weight. So, the very first thing we would do is figure out where they are spending their money on a daily, weekly basis. And listen, this is part of the process, and it sucks for so many because it brings awareness to their spending habits. But listen, there is nothing like sticking with the belief that you are broke and you never have any money. And then you get to see exactly how you're spending your money, which is creating your result of you not having any money. Most people find that awareness sucks and it doesn't feel good. And they're right, it does suck. But we still walk through the process of understanding their spending habits. And most of the time, it's an overconsumption of money being spent. But this is not something that they don't know. The question then becomes, how do we take control of it and get you on the path to spending less and saving money, which is the result that you actually want? And on top of that, when they become aware of why they're actually overspending and they realize it's not other people or the world, it's actually themselves and their thoughts and their feelings about their finances, they have an option to keep creating more of what they don't want, or they learn how to create more of what they do want. Now they can see it so clearly that it's a choice and they can choose to practice changing it. And if they don't want to do the work to change it, that's okay. They can just own it now and take the responsibility off other people and the world. And let me add this. If you are one of those ones who are also on a health and fitness journey and the financial area of your life is causing you stress and you are unable to manage your thoughts and feelings around your finances, the chances are highly likely that you will not follow through with your health and fitness goals because of the financial stress. Because again, all of the areas of your life are connected. And if you want to know more about how they are connected, you can go back to episode number 1 titled What a Holistic Life and Wellness Coach Is. And that's all I have to say about that area of finances. All right. Now, listen, you made it. Now, let's get into this savings tip that I wanted to share. All right. This tip is for those of you not do not, but who do want to start a savings account or want to save more, but want an easy way to do it. I was in a Facebook group and someone had shared a post stating that they also wanted to save without it feeling daunting, right? That post caught my attention because I wanted the same. So at the time, I was saving $100 per week, and it was an automatic transfer coming from my deposit account with one bank to an online savings account with a different bank. Now, having that big lump sum of $100 per week being taken from my account always hit me hard. And I didn't like it, even though the money was still actually mine and it was still just going into a savings, it still felt cringy because it was a lot. Isn't it funny what the brain does? That's just crazy. Anyways, so even though it always hit me hard with that lump sum coming out, I kept the savings going the way that it was until I heard of another easier method that I could do daily and be actively engaged in my saving and spending habits. This is what was suggested. So listen closely. You start on day one of the month. You transfer $1 into your savings account. Now, I want to share that I'm speaking about online transfers, of course, from one bank to another because it makes transfers easier. Now, on day two of the month, you transfer $2. On day three of the month, you transfer $3, and so on. So by the end of the month, you should have roughly around $465. I was like, oh, I can get down with that, right? So just doing this made me get up every day excited to make the transfer first thing every morning. And I still do this. It even made me more mindful of how I choose to spend my money also because I was so eager to see not one, but two savings accounts grow. Yep. I started a second savings account at the time that I learned this method. One to build and keep at least 6 months of my expenses, and one to build to cover my leisure activities like buying my plane tickets. So as soon as I decide I want to go on a trip, I could do it without hesitation. This has been the game changer, and I've been sharing this little piece of goodness for almost a year now. Now, keep in mind that you can be loose with this method of savings, especially if you have like an unexpected bill come up. You can put the savings on pause for the moment, pay the bill, and start at day one of the next month, depending on how much the bill is, or when you get paid another check during that month of pause, pick up on the day you stopped saving. So for example, if you were able to transfer $14 on the 14th of the month, so you made it all the way up to the 14th of the month, and then you had to stop saving on the 15th of the month because you got that unexpected bill, and your next paycheck comes on the 20th of the month, then you can just pick up where you left off, starting at $15 with that new check that you received until you get to the end of the month. And then when day one of the next month comes back around, you start at transferring $1 again. I hope that makes sense. Now, I can remember one person who asked me about this method and decided that saving this way wouldn't work for them. They said it just didn't seem like it would be enough of a savings. Now, keep in mind, this person did not have a savings account, but wanted to start one. So 6 months later, I asked this person how their savings journey was coming along. And they stated they hadn't even started the savings journey yet. Now, I want you to know at that moment, that person was negative $2,790 because of their thoughts. 6 months had went by. Now they were negative $2,790 again because of their thought. Now, not starting the method that I shared didn't make that person wrong. It just made them negative $2,790 and they still had zero in their savings account. That's all. Okay. So I hope that tip was helpful. Now, listen, I do offer an opportunity to go deeper into this work with me. And here is what I'm offering for this month of July in 2025. I really want to help you understand how your thoughts create your results, help you really understand this concept so deeply, and help you understand why your lack of follow through keeps happening. For this month of July, I'm offering up one 30-minute mini session with me. We can hop on a Zoom call and you can share one specific goal with me that you have yet to follow through on. but that you know would impact your life in such a positive way. We'll go over all of your thoughts about why you believe you haven't achieved that goal. We'll explore how you feel about it, and I'll show you how you have created your current result. We'll then be able to turn that around and see how you can create your results with such simplicity. This call is completely free. I want you to see how much power that you have in creating what you want and how much power you have in creating more of what you don't want. Just having that awareness can open up so much for you. Now, you can book this call through my consultation link titled Holistic Life and Wellness Consult Zoom Call on my website at www.royalrenewal.info. And if you ever need clarity on anything that I share on these audio casts, because I do like to keep them short and sweet, feel free to email me at info@rippedroyaltywellness.com or message me on Instagram at your_holistic health coach. For now, I am wishing you a whole lot of peace and a whole lot of ease and a whole lot of love. And I'll see you on episode number 8 next week. Peace.